all, anyone actually heard all 3 of our records today? Or I guess 4 now with our EP, a couple of you, okay. For those of you that don't, okay, okay. Okay, the hands just went slipping up like you were ashamed. What's that?
Star 93 plays Mom.
Yeah, they do. Hey, let's give it up for Star 93. Yeah, so Love Is Here is our first single, over and underneath our first record. And that's the gospel, right? Christ is above the purest. He's below the dirtiest. He ascended into heaven. He lived spotless and pure. Everybody needs him. Brings you down, right? Humbles you. But guess what? He went lower than the lowest. He went into hell. And he went under the worst sinner there was. So no matter how far down you fall, you can be lifted up. He brings down the broken. He lifts up the... He brings down the proud. And he lifts up the broken, right? That's the gospel. Love is here. Love is now. He's by our side. He will hold our heart. And when that gets in you, the healing begins. The light meets the dark. You realize that you're more than your past mistakes. You realize that He's strong enough to save you. You don't have to save yourself through your performance. And you can admit the next step. You can admit that you struggle. You're free to struggle. Oh, but there's a power working in you that you're not struggling to be free, right? And you can admit, though, you know what? It feels like losing to forgive. You can admit that, hey, I'm worn. But you got to trust that there's a Redeemer who's behind all this. And redemption will win one day. And so the next step is, Philippians 1:30, we are in this struggle together. You don't struggle alone. And I would even argue that you'll never find that freedom from your struggles until you learn to struggle with other believers. As Hebrews 11 says, do not give up meeting together, as is the habit of some, but even more so as the day approaches. Why is God so intent on us hanging out? And like I said before, because He hangs out with Himself. He's like, and that's the picture of my undeserved love, is when a bunch of screwed up sinners actually learn to coexist. And a lot of Christians say, no, I don't like this. I don't want to love him, and I don't want to love her. And we love social media because it's relationships on our terms. It's community as I want to do it. I don't like you, block. I don't like what you say, unfollow. But Jesus says, no, I want you to learn to love the way I love. So I'm going to ask you to love people you don't want to love. Oh, it just got real.
Help us, Lord.
Help us, Lord. That's right. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Weep with those who weep. When the love of God really gets in you, you're actually able to put your agenda aside. If someone's weeping while you're having the best day of your life, guess what? You're able to put down the best day of your life and enter into that sorrow with them. Sure. Hey, guess what? You're going through a sorrow, but someone else has a victory. You're able to lay aside your pain and celebrate with them. Because it's not about you. As Jesus, you are not worrying about being seen. You're worrying about seeing and blessing. It's a lot. It's tough. But we do it together. Amen? Yeah. That's what this song is about. And I heard Star is starting to play it, so good on you, Star.